because you've been a criminal since 2002. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 misdemeanors. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 felonies. Many more that you were arrested for, and obviously doing some things that you kind of got either rejected or dismissed because of pleas on other stuff. Good morning. Are you Braxton Hughes? And this is 25 DCCR 1124. Mr. Hughes was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to burglary of a habitation. The agreement was for a cap of 4 years in prison. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
We have, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
None aware, Judge.
Judge, obviously, I'm aware of some of his criminal history, others not quite so much. I would think that the 4 would probably be on the low end in your opinion, but I defer to whatever you think.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Parker, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I mean, I've talked to him and I've heard some stories in my life, but I feel that he's telling the truth, not that it's a defense, but they were getting pulled over. He had some other guys in the car. There was drugs in the car. They took the drugs. He leaves and goes to a house that he used the person that lived there. He walks in, gets him something to drink and has a thermos or something like that, and then turns around and she stayed in there. He had obviously scared her and didn't know it, and it wasn't the person he knew that lived there. And he said, call the cops, and he walked outside and sat down and waited for the cops to show up. And that's what happened. It's not like he was going in there, to try to injure her. I don't think. He walked in the wrong house, and he did take the thermos or mug, and it's simple as that. I think he'd like to talk to the court, Judge, and we're asking for probation, Judge.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Hughes.
Your Honor, what he said is correct. I can't say anything else. I was doing drugs for about a year and a half, but I was like a lightweight. I took the drugs and was not really acting like myself, and I went and knocked on the door and went in there. I was trying to get away from the people I was with, but long story short, after this event, I did sober up, started going back to church with my mom. I was in for treatment at the Right Step. I tried to get into treatment there. I was doing the paperwork, trying to get help, but I was sober for a couple months out there on the streets, and I'm not really like a typical druggie type. I don't go around and commit crimes or nothing like that.
Your criminal history would say otherwise.
This has been a long time.
I understand, but be careful how you word things, because you've been a criminal since 2002. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 misdemeanors. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 felonies. Many more that you were arrested for, and obviously doing some things that you kind of got either rejected or dismissed because of pleas on other stuff. So I understand that some of those were a long time ago, but it's still not a pretty picture.
I understand that. Most of my previous crimes and stuff, they were behind addiction and stuff. But life's a journey, and I haven't, I still was battling with addiction, but not committing crimes. This, I know, with the standing here in front of you, charged with the crime, I could understand, how it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, and it's at what point do you go get that help before you commit a crime? I do appreciate what you've done since the offense, Ms. Malfino.
Judge, I would definitely agree that this is an odd fact pattern, very odd. I feel sorry for situation that he's in with his addiction, but I feel more sorry for the young lady who was scared out of her mind when he was in her house, acting probably like a complete psychotic animal with tinfoil on his head. So I don't know that probation at this juncture would be a viable option, Judge, or a good thing for the community, but I defer to whatever you think is best.
If your history had, one of the things that is sticking out is that every probation you've ever gotten has been revoked. So you've never been successful on probation.
I
And
ended up
so,
completing the last one.
huh?
I did complete the last one.
The last one that I see was the federal
Yes, ma'am.
sentence where your supervised release got revoked.
I did get revocation, but I got back out on probation and completed it.
Okay. At this time, Mr. Hughes, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty. Sentence you to a term of 4 years in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Parker. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. And this is on a different day. Yeah. Okay, you're Michelle Cormier,
Yes, ma'am.
and will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Cormier, in clause number 25, DCCR 1446, let's see, are we going on with the prior or just the,
With the prior judge.
okay. Let me, you're charged, hold on. You're charged with manslaughter from November 2nd of 2024. It's a second-degree felony. The indictment alleges you were previously convicted of burglary of a habitation, a second-degree felony, January 30th of 2013. And how do you plead to that charge? And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily,
Yes, ma'am.
and because you did what they've charged you with? And is that prior conviction true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, it takes me a minute to get it pulled up. In cause number 25, DCCR 1447, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, a state jail felony from October 30th of 2024. The indictment alleges you were previously convicted of possession of a controlled substance, a state jail felony, January 30th of 2013, in 2 different cases, or 3 different cases on that date. And what that means in that case is that would be enhanced to a 3rd-degree felony. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And are those prior offenses true?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of those cases, I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Radford?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And so there's no agreement, correct, in either of the cases. So I want to make sure you understand that you have an absolute right to have a jury come in and determine two things. The first is to determine if you're guilty or not. And then if they find you guilty in the case, you could leave your punishment up to that jury. If we go forward this way, you're leaving your punishment up to the court. And is that what you want to do? State tenders number 1 in each case.
No objections.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Ms. Cormier is not competent?
No, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, in each of your cases, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each case to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. We'll get a pre-sentence report done, and then we'll come back for that hearing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, get that information to Mr. Radford, and he will present it to me on your behalf when we come back.
Judge, we're gonna have some letters that I will submit to the court to supplement the PSI, and I will copy Mr. Coleman on those support letters.
Okay, sounds good. And if you'll just try to get those to the court that week before
Yes, ma'am.
the hearing, that would be great. All right,
ma'am.
thank you. You can go back with the bailiff. Good morning. Are you Kashawn Purdy? And Ms. Purdy is on probation, and cause number 24, DCCR 1272, for the state jail felony offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle. And there's a new indictment in cause number 25, DCCR 1523, charged with injury to a child, elderly, or disabled individual. Mr. Kimler has filed a motion asking for a bond in that unauthorized use case that has the motion in it. Mr. Kimler, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I think she's on deferred. I've reviewed a little bit. I haven't actually gotten discovery on the new case yet, but I have reviewed some photographs that were taken by the defendant standing with injuries. I don't want to downplay it, but it appears to be sort of the minimus type of injury. It's not, and I'll defer to Mr. Hawkpower, may have a different opinion on that. We're simply asking for a bond on the underlying motion to revoke probation to allow our time to prepare to defend the injury to a child case.
I can't, hold on. Y'all, I'm having a hard time. So if you're talking about a case, for some reason, I'm having a hard time. I've got a cold and my ears are stuffy. Y'all need to step in the back. If you're not talking about a case, I need you to really be quiet.
And I'll try to
Speak up, please.
And additionally, she is pregnant. I think that, and I did receive a write-up from, that was emailed to me from the jail. And to the best of my understanding, it appears she was wearing, I guess, a blue wristband to indicate that she's pregnant. There was some, I don't know, misunderstanding on the part of the jailer as to whether some other female inmate had given her the wristband. Evidently, they get extra rations or extra portions of food and their vitamins and stuff if they're pregnant. But it appears from the write-up that she actually is pregnant, so I don't know that it was a disciplinary write-up or what the purpose of the write-up is, but she certainly, other than that, hasn't had any problems in the jail, to my knowledge.
All right, you want to put on some evidence with regard to her ability to pay? Would you raise your right hand the best you can? You swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms.
Thank you.
Purdy, the judge just wants to know your ability to pay a bond, to actually come up with the funds necessary to pay a bond when you get out of jail. What's your financial situation right now, just generally speaking?
I had got laid off back in September, but I had got another job at the end of October, so I'll be able to pay my bond.
How much do you have available now to pay a bond, as far as money that's put aside to pay a bonding fee to get out?
Like 500, 600.
Okay, and then hopefully after that, you get your job and would be able to work?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any savings or checking, money in the bank, anything like that?
No, sir.
Do you own your own residence, your own home? Do you own your own?
Rent, yes, sir.
You rent? Do you own any vehicles?
No, sir.
What about any other thing of value that you might own? Anything?
No, sir.
That's what.
I need to know, how many children do you have?
I have 2 and 1 on the way.
And where do they live, with you?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you make bond, where are you going to be living and with who?
At my home.
Who lives at your home?
Me, my 2 kids, and my fiance.
Did Child Protective Service get involved in this?
Yes, ma'am. They closed the case. And I was also taking anger management and parenting class also.
Through CPS?
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't finish those because you got incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
What's your relationship with Kamari?
It's my oldest. I talk to her every day. She tell me every day, she say, Mama, I'll pray.
I don't care,
Yeah, just answer the questions.
because you're not gonna be allowed to be around them if you may bond. So you gotta figure something else out until I figure out what's going on with your
Yes, ma'am.
case. So that's gonna be, who are they with now?
My mom.
Okay. So if you make a bond, then they're gonna have to remain there. You're not gonna be able to have unsupervised contact with them until further order of the court. Do you understand? That would be a condition of your bond.
I told her understand.
Okay. Mr. Hoffpower, what's the state's position?
Judge, that was our concern, is the new offense. I disagree whether or not it was de minimis or felony court.
Well, and for the record, I am reviewing the probable cause in that case, just to get a little bit of information on what the allegations are.
I was talking about a photograph, so.
What else?
Simply judge that she's on felony probation and allegedly commits a felony. We'll leave it to the court's discretion.
All right, so I'm going to grant the motion to set a bond in cause number 24 DCCR 1272. I'm going to set that bond at $30,000. A condition of that bond is that you have no unsupervised contact with any children, including your own, and that you complete whatever CPS is requesting that you do. So if they started classes, you need to continue with those and whatever they request of you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Comply with CPS.
All right, you can go back with the bailiff.